You're right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on this 29th day of July 2025. A very good evening to you wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kimani, and signing for us tonight is Boniface Moridi. We begin with emotional scenes unfolded at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as Stephen Munyako returned home to a hero's welcome. After 14 years on a death row in Saudi Arabia, family, friends, and government officials gathered to celebrate the end of a long, painful ordeal marked by years of hope, fear, and tireless advocacy for his release. Caleb Morty begins our bulletin with the following report.
Munyako had been working as a warehouse manager in Saudi Arabia when in April 2011, he was involved in a violent dispute with a Yemeni colleague. The colleague later died from injuries sustained in the incident. Initially sentenced for 5 years in prison, Munyako's verdict was later overturned on appeal, and the charge was escalated to murder, resulting in a death sentence by beheading. Over the years, his family tirelessly sought justice. The turning point came when Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi intervened, writing to the Saudi Foreign Minister to plead for clemency.
On behalf of the Cabinet Secretary, who is also the Prime Cabinet Secretary of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, it is really my joy and pleasure to receive Steve Munyako home. A year ago, precisely on the 14th of May 2024, in the company of my friend Henry Minor, Mama Dorothy came to my office to plead with government to do what it could to bring Steve back home.
Munyako's homecoming has been described by his family as nothing short of a miracle, bringing closure to a case that had gripped the family's attention for years. The family expressed deep gratitude to the Kenyan government for the diplomatic efforts that led to his release.
On my behalf of the large extended family of Nairo, I'd like to say my greatest gratitude, first of all, to our government. Thank you very much. Assistance, surveillance, like kitu ambao you have made possible. I would like also to extend my gratitude to the World Muslim League, who, as an appears chairman have mentioned, without them wouldn't have got.
Speaking emotionally after landing at JKIA, Munyako said he was overwhelmed with joy and relief to finally be back on home soil. He described the experience as unreal, thanking everyone who stood by him during his darkest moments.
I want also to thank everyone who prayed for me, encouraged me, and contributed towards my freedom and return home. Some of you, I know, but the vast majority, in your tens of thousands, was simply touched by my misfortune of a total stranger. I'm grateful to Allah for this second chance that I have been granted. It's wonderful to be back home. I'm so saturated, and indeed, I need a rest. I shall reorganize myself, and in due time, I shall talk to you.
For Newswatch, I'm Caleb Morty.
Thank you so much, Caleb, for that report. Moving on swiftly, Kenyatta National Hospital ward murder suspect Kennedy Kalombotole has been charged with murder. The suspect, however, did not plead. Instead, the court ordered for further mental assessment before the trial begins. The court ordered that the suspect be detained at the Nairobi Industrial Area remand.
Madare is referral. Mbagathi does assessments on Monday and Tuesday only. To be escorted to Mbagathi Hospital for mental assessment and a report filed in court. Unadunga kwa mwili. So Nairobi remand escort to the clinician, but he will be injected. Do not allow him to carry the needles with him. Inject in the clinic. If it's daily, let him not carry the needles to the accommodation area.
Now, still in the courts, 2 police officers have been sentenced to 35 years in prison for the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dennis Lusava while in custody. The Eldoret High Court found them guilty of torture leading to death, calling it a preventable tragedy. The ruling brings some closure to the victim's family, though concerns remain over the future of the children Lusava left behind.
Did we have the circumstance that this death could be avoided? The answer is yes. Our brothers adore what it takes to secure the life of the deceased in this matter. But unfortunately, that was never to be, and then we found ourselves in this litigation under the criminal justice system. All in all, I sentenced each accused person to 35 years imprisonment, and they have 14 days right of appeal to the Court of Appeal. They can then test this decision and be able to see whether we exercised our discretion using the legal lens and using the materials and using the principles of the Constitution in arriving at this decision.
Kwa uamuzi ya koti ya Eldoret vile imetoa hukumu kwa maaskari ambao walitenda kitendo kwa mtoto wangu, iwe funzo kwa wengine wasiwahi tenda kitendo kama hiki ambao kilitendeka kwa mtoto wangu.
Marehemu Lusaba amewacha watoto wawili, grade 2, grade 8. Na wote ni wasichana. Vile watasoma, vile watafaa, vile watapata malezi ingine kutoka kwa nyuma itakuwa ngumu.
Now, the founder and owner of Medihill Hospital, Dr. Swarup Mishra, has dismissed a report by an independent committee investigating illegal kidney trade in the country. The report had recommended closer scrutiny of the hospital over alleged links to the illicit practice. Dr. Mishra has strongly denied the claims, saying Medihill operates strictly within the law and treats all patients appropriately. He has further criticized the committee's findings, accusing it of conducting a biased probe aimed at targeting his facility.
The foreign donors, that is 2 types, African and non-African. Non-African are from Asia and Europe. They came with their donors. That no money and transaction or commercialization is involved, and which is affidavit and legal consent has been done. Number 2, the donors from other African countries apart from Kenya, they brought their own donors. If Mishra and Medihill is really culprit, we carry the cross.
We are very aggrieved at the way the committee seems to have approached this thing with a premeditated mind, with a mind to make adverse comments about Medihill, and we are aggrieved at the way they singled out Medihill as compared to all other institutions.
Now on to some politics. ODM Party Central Committee has drawn its full weight behind the party's political deal with President William Ruto's UDA party, signaling renewed unity after internal rifts. ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, who had earlier criticized the pact, now backs it, following backlash and mounting calls for his resignation. The committee has also announced the formation of a joint technical team with the UDA party to fast-track implementation of the agreement's 10-point agenda.
That the party supports the position that has been taken by party leader Honorable Raila Odinga to work with the Kenya Kwanza administration to stabilize the country and create an enabling environment for Kenyans to address their concerns through democratic and constitutional means. Number 2, that in order to expedite the implementation of the 10-point agenda of the MOU, ODM will constitute a technical team to work with our UDA counterparts as part of the political infrastructure to assist with the implementation of the agreement. The committee has identified the absence of such a technical committee, which is actually contained in the MOU, as the missing link in the implementation of the MOU. Of great concern is the full implementation of the NADCO report promotion and protection of the livelihoods of young people, the right to peaceful assembly and protest, the rule of law and constitutionalism, corruption and wastage of public resources. Thirdly, that while the party acknowledges the allocation of 415 billion to counties in the current financial year as an improvement on the previous disbursement, we will continue pushing for the raising of the allocation to a minimum 450 billion Kenya shillings or more, as had been proposed by party leader Raila Amolo Odinga. Fourthly, that the party continues to demand the implementation of the unbundling of all devolved functions.
Now, tensions between the National Police Service Commission and the National Police Service spill into Parliament today as NPSC CEO Peter Lelei accused the police of blocking access to payroll records. Lelei told members of Parliament that Inspector General Douglas Kanja's office has refused to cooperate with audit reviews, highlighting a long-running power struggle between the police employer and the service itself.
The reports that the commission, which I'm also a member, any record, any report that it requires is mandated by the law to get from the National Police Service.
All records, including payroll. I want you to add that, including payroll. Yes.
We are open to that. They can be able to get it in time. And I have stated there earlier that I'm also a member of that commission.
For the issues requested in this letter and this audit query, I have not been presented with the documents I asked. Inspector, we want you, especially the accounting officer, to hand over all the HR function, especially the payroll. You hand over, you don't give the commission the access, but you hand over.
Meanwhile, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has announced that over 25 million Kenyans have enrolled in the National Health Insurance Program, Taifa Care, a move he describes as historic and transformative for the country's healthcare system. Speaking during an inspection tour of the program's rollout in the coastal region, Kindiki praised its successful implementation and hailed the coastal counties as a model for the rest of the country.
To onboard and make sure as many Kenyans as possible have a public medical insurance available for them. And then the next step now is to perfect that insurance. We improve equipping hospitals, making drugs available, the health personnel issues, the reimbursement system, and making sure that facilities are reimbursed for the actual expenditure. This fine-tuning is going to be the work for the next 5 or so years. It's not going to be perfect on day one. So I am very happy that's an intervention that...
Now, religious leaders from Kieni in Nyeri County are calling on security agencies to act swiftly and arrest those behind the burning of churches in Monyo village. The leaders have condemned the acts as both criminal and deeply disturbing, urging authorities to restore calm and ensure places of worship are protected.
Na uchungu sana na ni jambo mbaya kwa community pia wakati kanisa la Mungu linachomwa namna hii. Na mpaka sasa hatujajua ni sababu gani inasababisha makanisa ichomwe hapa.
Sisi tumegojea makaratasi kutoka kwa serikali kuu na serikali ya kaunti. Hakuna pahali tumesaidika. Sasa ile huzuni tuko naye ni kwa sababu watu wakijaribu kuchoma madhabahu ama kushindana na Mungu, laana itaaguka katika mji huu.
Wale waliofanya hiki kitendo wafichiliwe ili tuweze kujua ukweli. Na kama kuna mtu ako na anatarajia ama ako na maono ya kumiliki hii shamba, ni mahali ambapo pana wengine wamekalia.
Now, a growing number of secondary schools in Western Kenya are turning to renewable energy as a way to cut electricity cost and protect the environment. At Chesamisi Boys High School, a newly launched solar power system is being hailed as a reliable solution to frequent blackouts and high fuel expenses. Engineers behind the project say the system not only ensures smooth school operations but also promotes sustainability.
On behalf of the management, on behalf of the school community, we really appreciate. We are the consumers on the ground. And remember one time when we had a challenge with Kenya Power, we had a challenge and it took a long time for them to repair. I remember sharing with one of them and I was telling them, I'm praying that one day we have another service provider so that at least you are two. God has answered our prayers. I'm sure with solar, it will solve a number of challenges, because in this region, as engineer said, we normally have a lot of power blackouts.
This project has been in operation for the last 2 weeks. Its main responsibility or its main function is to help the school reduce its electricity bills, which before the solar plant was installed stood at an average of 222,000 shillings per month in grid costs and an extra 60,000 average in generator fuels every month. So in total, we are talking about a bill of 282,000, currently reduced to just about 5,000 give or take. The solution has been designed to power all electricity requirements in the school. That means we are powering lights, we are powering water pumping solutions, we are powering...
It is exactly 17 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with the business and sports news. Stick around.
Kwenda Venezuela, kuland Venezuela, tena kwa airport nikakaa. After 30 minutes wakanipe passport, kunipe passport nikaona gari ya RNJ, referee and judges wenye walikuwa wanaenda hizo game. Mimi nikachukua tu luggage zangu, hiyo gari yenye unaingia nikaingia. Kwenda kwa hoteli, kwa reception wakaniambia kuna jina yangu. Hatuko na try mtu kaa wewe. Hiyo siku ndio ilikuwa game yangu ya kwanza. Jamaa mwenye nilikuwa nafaa kucheza naye wa mwisho show up, so hivyo ndio nikashinda gold. Nilikuwa naimba national anthem solo kwa hall.
Only on Hope TV. Look and live.
Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
All right, welcome back. Now let's get down to business. And farmers in Western Kenya are embracing the digital shift thanks to Safaricom's Sapphire Connect. Training in Kisumu, the initiative aimed at turning farming into a tech-driven business is already bearing fruit, helping farmers go cashless, streamline payments, and access broader markets.
Beyond that, we're exposing them to Safaricom products that are being created for businesses and especially agripreneurs. So they'll be learning about ZD, investing in the money market fund. They'll be learning about Fuliza ya biashara. They'll be learning about Pochi la biashara, how to separate their funds, personal funds from business funds, but also how to grow commercially and how to access markets.
They have come up with the branch which is now assisting us to market us, to market our societies, and then two is helping us also to pay our farmers. Unlike previous time, we were carrying money in bags, which was very bad on our side. It was costing some societies because of theft cases on the road. But this time round, as we have partnered with the Dick Farm through Safaricom, the improvement is now there. We can just get the money, do the necessary, and then farmers can be able to get their money through their phones.
Moving on swiftly, IGAD is calling on member states to ramp up public investment in agriculture, saying it's key to tackling hunger and securing food systems across the region. Speaking at a regional forum, IGAD Director Dr. Mohi Ahmed urged governments to back smallholder farmers and honor commitments under the Kampala and Malaba declarations.
And let me start by that. We will talk about Kampala Declaration. This platform bringing this high-level parliamentarians, ambassadors, to be part of the journey because since IGAD is really very much working on addressing food security and nutrition in the region, and the region is very fragile, drought, conflict. This is a lot of climate change. Also, development strategy. But in the end of the day, IGAD is a regional bloc under African Union.
Like food and other surpluses, so that in the region we have collective thinking. We think as a region, we produce for the region, we produce for each other, we know each other's seasons, and improve also the infrastructures and policies that affect food production and even livestock and all related products.
And to some sporting action now, Kenya's Greg Snow dominated the Limuru leg of the 2025 PGK Equator Tour, clinching a wire-to-wire victory after 4 stellar rounds. Snow held the solo lead from day one, finishing 12 under par to seal his place at the top of the Kenyan golf. Njoroge Kibugu and Safaricom's Mohit Mediraja followed closely, with the tournament spotlighting not just elite talent, but also the growing impact of corporate-backed players.
What I can say is that the experience has been good. The course is really playing well. The greens are really learning well. And of course, the kind of golf that is being played at this event, it's really high. So I've enjoyed myself. I've really enjoyed how the course has been. And I've enjoyed the rest part of the game. Although, of course, I would like to finish at the top. But of course, we have guys who have played better than me. And but overall experience, very good.
Just an eye-opener for me. I had to get my game going, and I'm tracking towards the right direction. I mean, grind, stay competitive, play as often as I can, but that is a good plan. Just stay competitive.
I felt like that put him back into the tournament. Then going down to the back nine on 12, made a silly mistake with my second shot, cost me. But in terms of that, I just regrouped and executed my game plan and eventually won the tournament.
Moving on swiftly, the Kenya women's volleyball team Malkia Strikers are intensifying preparations at the Nyayo Stadium Gymnasium ahead of the next month's FIVB World Championships in Thailand. The tournament, set for August 22nd to September 7th, will see Kenya battle the world's best across multiple cities, marking another major test for the continental champions.
The camp is full of happiness. So far, so good. We don't have any injury, both on both the under-20 and the senior team. I'm speaking like that because we have them, all of us here. But even in the senior team, so far, hatuna injury yote, and they're in good condition. We've chosen to concentrate on three things. That is the service, the defense, both front court and back court, and the setting. We are looking also at our setting to try and improve on it in terms of speeds of the ball, accuracy.
And finally, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has hailed the CHAN tournament as a vital tool for transforming African football, designed to spotlight homegrown talent and boost national leagues. The tournament kicks off this Saturday with Harambee Stars opening their campaign on Sunday against two-term champions DR Congo at Kasarani Stadium.
We're very excited. I'll be in Tanzania for an exciting competition, the CHAN, which is going to be enormously successful. It makes me proud because it also represents the best of football in Tanzania, in Kenya and Uganda, but also in East Africa and on the African continent. And the sales of tickets have been enormously exciting. This is part of the long-term investment, the long-term strategy of developing and growing African football. The next most successful African players in the AFCON as well as in the World Cup are currently playing in the CHAN. And that's why we increased the prize money significantly, and the interest and the excitement is enormous. So I'm very confident that the matches I'll be watching in Tanzania and in Kenya and Uganda will represent the very best.
We wish our homeboys Harambee Stars all the best. Now with that, we come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My good name is Kennedy Kimani, and Boniface Mureithi has been the sign language interpreter.